You know, whenever we talk about these huge, massive enterprise projects, like a platform modernization or AI adoption, you name it, we almost always focus on the tech. But today, we're going to dive into the source material to really uncover the hidden human code that makes or breaks these things.
So, just think about it for a second. You're in a high-stakes project, you've got competing priorities, strong opinions flying all over the room. What do you think is the single biggest roadblock to actually getting things done right? Is it the budget? The timeline? The tech stack, maybe?
Well, the answer might surprise you. It's not the technology, it's the ego. The moment our identity gets all tangled up with our ideas, that's when progress just grinds to a halt. And this right here is the central challenge we're exploring today.
And that gets us right to the heart of the real transformation challenge. It's about what happens when professional discussions, which should really just be about finding the truth, turn into these personal battles for status and validation.
Okay, so this slide just lays it all out, the critical contrast. On the left, you've got that ego-driven approach where, every dialogue is combat. You're hiding weaknesses, you may be twisting the facts a little, you're defending your roadmap no matter what. But then, on the right, you see selfless exploration. Here, dialogue is all about discovery. Admitting you made a mistake is actually a strength, and the collective goal is to find the best outcome, not just to win the meeting.
And this quote just nails it, right? The ability to separate who you are from what you think. That's a superpower in any organization. When an idea can be challenged without it feeling like a personal attack, that's when the real learning and the real progress actually begins.
So, that leads us to our first big principle, thinking beyond the I. And this is all about reframing selflessness not as some kind of weakness, but as a really profound form of professional strength.
So the crucial point here is that in this context, selflessness isn't about being a pushover. It's the exact opposite. It's the intellectual courage to chase after what's true and what's effective, even if it means admitting your own idea wasn't the best one in the room.
Just think about it. The leader who can stand up and say, you know what? The data shows I was wrong, so let's pivot, is so much more valuable and stronger than the one who sticks to a failing plan just to save face. That is selfless leadership in action.
Okay, but even with all the right intentions, you can still totally fail if you have the wrong mindset. Which brings us to the next critical piece of the puzzle, mindset. The real upgrade an organization needs isn't just new software, it's a whole new way of thinking. The source material uses this really powerful metaphor for this. It's like a beggar who, when they're given this huge opportunity, only thinks about how to become a better beggar. And companies do this all the time. They'll migrate to the cloud, but keep their old, slow, on-prem governance models. They have the new tool, but they're stuck with that old, limited mindset.
And really, this just boils it all down, doesn't it? You can have the most advanced AI platform in the world, but if your culture is stuck in manual approval chains and old-school KPIs, you've just put a sports car engine in a horse-drawn carriage. It's not going anywhere fast.
The solution here is a mindset called constructive agency. And this isn't just, blind optimism. It's the disciplined belief that problems are simply architecture challenges just waiting to be solved. It's about seeing constraints not as roadblocks, but as design prompts.
All right, so we've got the selfless approach, and we've got the right mindset. But ideas are totally useless without action, right? This brings us to how we actually execute, focusing on productive effort, not just burnout.
So how do you sustain effort on some project that's going to take years without everyone losing their minds? You architect progress. You start with that big, ambitious vision, sure. But then you break it down into these short feedback cycles so teams can see tangible, visible progress along the way. That's what keeps the motivation engine running.
Because let's be honest, a beautiful strategy deck without the daily, disciplined execution to back it up, it's just a performance. It's corporate theater. Real change happens in those consistent, everyday details.
And here's the critical counterpoint to that. Pushing relentlessly without ever pausing to reflect, that is a one-way ticket to burnout. The goal isn't just to produce output, it's to use the work itself as a way to refine our judgment, to build resilience, and to elevate our character.
And this is where something like humility comes in and just pays off in huge ways. I mean, look at how it compounds. Humility attracts great people, it speeds up learning, and it builds trust across the entire organization. Arrogance, it does the exact opposite. It quietly repels talent and isolates you, which ultimately just leads to rejection of you and your ideas.
So, when we put it all together, we combine selflessness, a constructive mindset, and reflective effort, we get to the final synthesis.
This isn't just about building better companies. It's about building better versions of ourselves through what we can call the architecture of you.
This is such a crucial point. We often think of strategy or culture as something that's going to happen in the future, but it's not. Strategy is executed in the meeting you're in right now. Culture is shaped by the email you're writing right now. Trust is built in the conversation you're having now.
And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway from this whole exploration. In the end, every single project, every meeting, every challenge, it's all just raw material. The systems and the platforms we build, they're just byproducts. The true architecture we are building is ourselves.
So as we close out, the question isn't just for executives or architects. It's for every single one of us. In your work, in your interactions, in this very moment, what architecture are you building?